mornings. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for the Supplemental. Yeah. Yeah. I have discovered, I see your comments, James, and now I am curious. Are you hearing me now? Because that's important that you can hear me. So I saw your I can't hear you comment. I would like a yes, I can hear you now comment if you could find it in your heart, sir. Otherwise, this is all for naught. Anyway, I have discovered AI music creation, and I've been having a lot of fun with that. To avoid, I see nothing. I should be seeing something. Why am I not seeing something? James replied to your ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. 2 messages. All right. Audio is perfect. All good. Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't know why you couldn't just put that in the thing here. Or did you put it in the thing and it's not refreshing? That does happen every once in a while. The comment section needs a refresh, which is strange. So strange. Look, I can't spend all day on that. We got other things to do. Yes, so I discovered AI and music creation with AI, and I've been having a lot of fun with that. I was so ecstatic last night when I came. Oh yeah, the genesis of that is I was trying to avoid further copyright strikes from ye olde YouTube. And the only way to do that, here's the thing. I could take a clip of Lauryn Hill's song, and I can use that, the 3 or 4 seconds of that, and that makes people think about Lauryn Hill and her song and her amazing music, or Lauryn Hill or the people that own the rights to it can try to charge me like $1 million. So either use it or pay a lot of money for 3 seconds of it that really doesn't help me. It just promotes the artist. I choose not to do that. I will not be held ransom, especially since I've learned how to create my own music. And the 2 things that I've done, the new LUNSB Show theme music and the intro for the Book of Everything, I'm really happy with. I tried to do one for the Supplemental. I'm not so happy. Every day I get 1 free use of version 8, which is amazing. And then all the other versions, not so much. You can use all the time. Let's get things started. I am not seeing comments, and I should be seeing comments. I feel like there's been more comments than just no. And I guess I was wrong. I guess 7 minutes ago. That's just not like some of my peoples. They like to make the comments. Okay. All right. Something just popped up. Audio. Yes. Okay. Things are happening where they're supposed to be happening. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I told you my fun AI generation story. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, James. As you know, I love spending my Sunday mornings with you. So thanks for showing up. Because if you didn't, it'd get weird. Yes, it is 60 degrees outside. It's a beautiful day here in central Pennsylvania. And speaking of beauty, I know I am not the most beautiful person in the world. I know this, okay? AI made a post that was a fabrication. It was a lie. And I responded harshly to the AI. And the AI bot, whatever you want to call it, then pulled a clip from the Supplemental, this face, made disparaging remarks about my face, and then said other things that a human wouldn't say. The words were all misaligned. I'm just like, that's the level that the bots are at now, that they'll do research on you to make fun of you if you say something against the bots. This is probably something I should talk about with Chick Brew. We'll save that for later. Pretend you never heard that. Anyway, every Sunday morning we get together at 10:30 and we do three things. We talk about your national days of the week, this week in history trivia style, and we wrap it all up with. We do a com char, and we wrap it all up with this week in history trivia style. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Ba, ba, ba. I look at them and then I make a decision, and we're gonna go with that because that is awesome. Very melodious today. Been making music all night. You know, what can I say? I'm a music person now. I'm a music maker. Monday, March the 9th is National Meatball Day. I assume as soon as you hear the word meatball, you think of a ball of meat. And it's funny for me because for a very long time I have known a Navy SEAL whose nickname was Meatball. And I've never looked at a ball of meat the same way because of this person I know named Meatball. He's a meatball. This is a ball of meat. But for the course of this conversation, they're synonymous with one another. When you go to a restaurant and you ask the waiter something as simple as, what's in your meatballs? And the waiter responds sardonically. Sardonically is better than sarcastically, right? Because it's sardonic. I'll have to check that later. I believe sardonic is a more divisive version of sarcastic. Like, you're not just being you're being a real when you're sardonic. James, you act like my assistant producer. Check that out. Let's see if I'm correct. You go into a place and you order a meatball. You ask what's in the meatballs. The guy says very sardonically, meat. That's going to go bad. Especially if you've got young children that are very impressionable sitting near you, because it turned into a food fight. That's what that sardonic reply from the waiter got once upon a time in a land far, far away, when someone I know, the Jew, asked, "What's in the meatball?" And he said, "Meat." Man, did he have a mess to pick up. I will think about that story tomorrow, but I probably won't find a way to ingest any, because either you make them or you got them in store. You know, you either got a bag in the freezer or you got time, excuse me, or you got time to make the balls of meat. And I have no reason tomorrow to make some balls of meat. I tell you what, if you're really fortunate, and you got a good cook, it's not balls. It's not multiples. It's not plural. It's a ball of meat. It's solo singular. Uno. You get that one ball in the center. We're going to be talking about your favorite pastas today. If you didn't get your answers in already, I think you both did. If you didn't get your answers in already, get those answers in now on the LUNSB Show page, because we'll be talking about that just a little later in the evening or afternoon or the morning. I have no idea. I'm going to go back. Oh, yeah. I don't care how you do it. Celebrate the best way you know how. Monday, March the 9th. National Meatball Day. Actually, it is singular here. I accidentally added the S. So do not be celebrating balls. Only one. Meatball. That guy, he's the meatball. Or one ball of meat. That one went south. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, because that gives me an excuse to talk about something else. Tuesday, March the 10th, is National Ranch Dressing Day. I I didn't get an answer. Was hoping to get an answer. National Ranch Dressing Day. And I said, I'm going to choose this one because it gives me an opportunity to talk about something. So for the most part, I eat salads. That's pretty much what I eat. And I know I should use non-creamy colored dressings for such salads, but it's working for me because all of my shirts are getting bouncier. There's a lot more room in them for me to move around in, whereas I used to stretch the fabric. I'm not stretching fabric anymore, so I eat salads all the time. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Thank you for thinking of my shirt. So I eat salads all the time. And what do I put on a salad? I put a little Hidden Valley Ranch. Lennon Free, very funny comedian, has a great joke about Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm not going to tell you here. You want to see him, you got to go catch him live. But you put the Hidden Valley Ranch on, and it's good, but it's not real good. You know, and what are you dealing with? You're dealing with some sticks, as my wife likes to call them, some twigs, because I like some arugulas. I like the salads that got things in them other than icebergs. So I eat the salads with the twigs. I put a little ranch on top of it, and it's good. But honestly, ranch dressing, like blue cheese dressing, is a coolant. You should be using it to cool your palate after you excite your palate with hot sauce. And as of late, Uncle Maynard's apricot habanero has been one of my favorites. I just splash that on there, and I squirt some of the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing on top of my salad, and I excite all of my taste buds, and my shirts, they keep getting loose. I was just thinking about this today. Imagine all the people who, when I donate all of my Ferrari shirts, because they really just, they're starting to get way too big on me. If I donate all of my Ferrari shirts, you're going to see them walking around town. You're going to see a whole bunch of Ferrari fans in central Pennsylvania all of a sudden. And then me. Anyway, find your way to celebrate National Ranch Dressing Day on Tuesday, March the 10th. Moving on. Sardonic. I want to know the answer. I don't know what that is. I know what that oatmeal nut waffle. Oof. Yeah, sure. We'll do that because I know we've never done it before. Wednesday, March 11th is National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. Look, I don't know nothing about the funeral director business. I just know it's a scam, okay? It doesn't cost that much money to put a hole in the ground and to intern someone in said hole. It doesn't cost that much money to put them in a big old oven and push the button and then scrape out the remains. It doesn't cost that much money. I know funeral directors are scam artists who take advantage of people at their weakest times. But on the 11th of March, I guess we should recognize them. And as far as morticians go, they're not good people either. Would you be if your job was dealing with dead bodies all day long? It's like a OBGYN. You know, once you're in the business, it kind of takes away all of the joy that you would normally see in like human beings because you're in the mortician business. Or other things because you're an OBGYN. I'm just saying, the only thing I ever liked about funeral directors was the HBO television series 6 Feet Under. 6 Feet Under. I also enjoyed the Ghetto's Boy song of 6 Feet Deep. 6 feet. I'm 6 feet. Things that are 6 feet for 500. Or however they play the pyramid game. Yeah, I don't see any of you knowing any morticians or funeral directors. You probably don't. Or maybe you do. I have a friend. He's in the animal disposal business. Is he technically a funeral director or a mortician? Or Is he just the guy who pushes the button and scrapes up the ashes, puts them in a bag, and then they put them inside a very fancy vessel of your choosing? If you do know a funeral director or a mortician, celebrate them on March 11th, National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. I got it out so that I can sneeze now. Kill me and grill me. That's funny. Scornful? Oh yes, I am so sardonic. Sardonic is the new me. Form of wit that is scornful, cynical, and mocking. I think this should be called the Sardonic Show. The Sardonic Verses. No fatwas here, please. I was just joking. I was just referencing something that got a man stabbed in the eye and a lifelong death sentence that hasn't been executed yet. They'll get him one day. All right. Or maybe not. Things are changing. Oh. You know what? Because the kids are watching. The kids are watching, right? Because the kids are watching. Let's do this one. Let me, had to grab an old hashing shirt. The wife says it's allergies. Allergies! Thursday, March the 12th, is National Alfred Hitchcock Day. And I want you to know, in my head, the whole time I was saying that, it was dun 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 dun. The Alfred Hitchcock television show was, the theme song was in my head while I was introducing Thursday, March the 12th, National Alfred Hitchcock Day. And the reason I wanted to make sure the kids were watching is because he's no longer watching. Well, maybe they can watch it later when I speak specifically to Patrick and Cooper and Kat, right? Hey, guys. Hi, how are you? Tell your dad you want to start watching some classic Alfred Hitchcock things. He did a bunch of things. He did this one thing where he was a fat silhouette, and he would turn. Hello, I'm Alfred Hitchcock. No, he was a great director. He did some amazing suspenseful things, and I enjoyed watching the Alfred Hitchcock show. And it's classic, good television that they may never see, because it's not showing up at Nick at Night, okay? It's not showing up on Tubi. It's not showing up on Tubi. It's going to show up because Dad went out and found it and said, hey, kids, here's an Alfred Hitchcock thing I think you might enjoy. Do the same thing. I don't want to ruin Rod Serling Day, which I'm sure is in the future, but do the same thing with the Twilight Zone. Huh? But I think you could find old Twilight Zone episodes on MeTV. There's a way to find everything if you look. If you Google it, if you're a fan of the Googles, you can find stuff. Anyway, find a way to celebrate. Maybe all of us should do it. Get together. Well, I'll get together at the Midtown Theater in Harrisburg and watch some Alfred Hitchcock classics on Thursday, March the 12th. National Alfred Hitchcock Day. Moving on. I don't know what that is. I do know what that is. Oh, God, do I really want to promote that? Yes, it's all on the magic box. Oh, you got one of those magic boxes? Magic. Bum ba ba da bum ba bum ba ba bum ba. That's going to be in my head for a while. Let's see if we can shake it loose by talking smack about my canine friends. Friday the 13th of March. Friday the 13th of March. It's National Canine Veterans Day. I chose this as a reminder to all of the handlers that I know. It ain't your day, okay? Canine Veterans Day is for those canine veterans, not the people that pick up the poop of the canines. We're talking about the real heroes here, okay? We're talking about the dogs themselves. K9 is the alphanumeric way, but it's CANINE. Or the military nomenclature is a MWD, a military working dog. The dog, the canine, not the handler. I'm talking specifically to you, and you know who you are. I know so many of you. It could be any of you. But right now, it's just you who needs a reminder that on National Canine Veterans Day, you don't get the free Denny's, okay? You don't get to go into Cracker Barrel and be treated like a king on Friday the 13th of March, because that's the canine, that's the dog's day. Granted, they probably can't get around without you, and they would need. It's okay if you're there to assist the dog. But make no mistake about it, any praise being heaped upon you on that particular day belongs to the puppy. And you need to make sure that anytime, oh, thank you for your service. Whoa, not my day. It's Max's day. Rex is like the most popular MWD name. It's Rex's day. Diablo. I knew a Diablo once. A lot of Nicks with poor spelling, like an N-N-I-C-K. Yeah, that was a special program where we decided to differentiate those dogs by putting double letters in front of them. But the first one was always silent. Or whoever was naming the dogs back then had a stuttering problem. What's that dog's name? Nick. Find a way to celebrate. Or if you see a canine veteran on Friday, March the 13th, make sure to acknowledge their service, but not the handler. Okay? That'll get seen. I'll make sure to share that one. That'll get seen. That'll get some flack. That's okay. It's all in fun. And people who pick up poop professionally have a good sense of humor. I believe some of them do not. Oh my goodness, is it already? I don't feel like doing math today. All right. Saturday. Yes. Saturday. 3-1-4. If you haven't figured it out, Saturday the 14th of March is National Pi Day. Pi is a numerical equation used to differentiate the circumference of a circle. That's what pi is. But we couldn't actually figure it out, so it's a number that math geeks like to impress upon you how smart they are. I can recite pi to the 100th decimal point away from the 3, and they think that makes them look smart, but it doesn't, because as long as you get like the first 6 right, you can say pretty much anything after that. No one's checking your work, right? 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 5, 3, 5, zebra, elephant, piccolo, 2, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 2, 2, 1, 2, 0, 2, 8, 8, 2, 8, 2, 2, 8, 8, 2. You could just keep doing that. Oh, actually, I don't think you should ever say 0. You can throw in some random animals, but the moment you say 0, you're like, oh, that's where it stops. And geeks have been trying for so long to solve pi that they have computers, what they now call data centers, just running this problem to find out where it ends. Just accept the fact that it's an infinite number. We used to have a symbol for that, like, how do you divide 3 into 10? And it's 3.33 and a line over the top. because we're tired of drawing the number 3, and the 3 goes on and on and on and on. I guess it has to go on and on and on and on. Anyway, pi is a fun one for me to remember up until like the 11th digit, because on March the 14th of 2015, at 9:26 in the 35 in the morning, we set off on a pi run. We got it. I just looked at my medal. As a matter of fact, I just looked at my pi medal. I saw it. I was like, I should wear a medal today. I didn't even think about this. I'm going to wear the medal for the taping of the LUNSB Show later. You won't understand because you won't see it. She'll ask me, why are you wearing that medal? Because Pi Day is right around the corner. Again, just learn the first couple of digits. 3, 1, 4. You're already there. And then remember, T-Bone, he went on a run in 2015 that started at 9:26 in the morning, 9:26 and 35 seconds. Once you get those, then just start saying numbers. No one's going to check your work. And they're going to think you're really smart until you start doing music lyrics or popular radio TV shows on 1-800-882-2882. Very popular radio show. 777-9311. That could have been a good one too, but 777, I think that they have to be different and no zeros. But do throw in a llama every once in a while, just to see if anybody's paying attention. And if they question you on llama, you're like, yeah, that's a 1 next to a 7. That's a llama. Just make it up. No one cares. No one cares, but it is a good excuse to eat pie on Saturday, March the 14th. National Pie Day. All right, we got to go out there. The comments are not flowing in because you're all just saving yourselves. I know what you're doing. You're saving yourselves for the quiz show. National Everything You Think Is Wrong. National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. True Confessions Day. Ooh, Dumbstruck or Peanut Lovers Day. I am in a quandary. I don't know what to choose. I gotta pick one of these, or else I get the blues. I'm very melodious today. I found a way. I found a way to make this what I believe to be entertaining. Sunday, March 15th. The Ides. Isn't that the Ides of March? Yes, now it makes even more sense. Sunday, March 15th is National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. I don't know how I was going to tie that into the Ides of March. I think it's wrong when your friend stabs you, but also I think it's wrong to be a dictator. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other, as the crazy old Southern people would say. You got 6 of one half or half dozen of the other. It's the same thing. I don't know why that came up. Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. Wow. Where do we go with this? Is this conspiracy theory day? Like, we didn't land on the moon. They told us we landed on the moon. We didn't land on the moon, and the moon is made of cheese. And is that you think landing on the moon is wrong? Or what if we took Sunday, March the 15th, and we found a way to make up something that's wrong, that we know is not true? I listened to the Joy podcast with comedian, presenter, broadcaster, actor extraordinaire Craig Ferguson. And Craig Ferguson recently did the same thing, but on a completely separate subject. He believes that Kennedy's been eaten by a shark. One of those Kennedys, and I know it's not a good Scottish accent, but you know what? He didn't have a good American accent either. He actually does. Why am I talking crap about Craig Ferguson? I love the guy. I'm going to be a guest on his show. I'm not going to be a guest on his show, but he did say if you want to be a guest, you should write. I write. Hello, Craigie. It's so stupid. This is not my audition tape. Anyway, he thought that one of the famous Kennedys had been eaten by a shark. He was sure of it. And then he got on the Google box and found out he was wrong. And now, to prove his wife right, he wants to encourage people to spread the rumor that a Kennedy was eaten by a shark. And, Everything You Think Is Wrong Day, March the 15th, could be an excellent opportunity for you to help make Craig's dream come true, right? There are a lot of Make-A-Wish foundations out there, but rich celebrity comedians wanting to make something up can only be done. Please start playing Sarah McLachlan in the background. These rich, powerful comedians can only make a difference if you help them make things up. I don't know what to do with it. I had 4 choices to choose from. I thought I could do something with Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. And maybe it was this. Find your way to celebrate Sunday, March 15th. Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. Moving on. And back to your comments, of which there were none. That's okay. I know you're saving yourself for the quiz. No problem. Cob char. I can make AI do that instead of me doing it. Cob char. You got the cum, you got the cum, you got the cum char. But then you wouldn't be as entertained if I had an AI doing that. You can't get AI to like that. Only I do that. Look, only 19 days from now. That could be bad math. Yeah, that's bad math. The 21st is 12 days from now? Anyway, Saturday, March the 21st is World Down Syndrome Day. And one of my favorite coffee shops, one of my favorite coffee shops is Cafe Noir. I enjoy Cafe Noir because they have really good coffee. They make an amazing chai. I love a good chai every once in a while. And they got this spinach egg lasagna thing. It's delightful. It's delightful. But one of the things about Cafe Noir is they employ people with Down syndrome there. They work there. They have a good time. They're making things happen. Comedian Shane Gillis has a wonderful joke about, or several. He's got several wonderful jokes about the people who work at Cafe Noir, and all of them are warm-hearted, intended, and it's a good time. It's a good place to visit. Well, the Noiree Association does things to help people that have Down syndrome, and they're getting together at the Evergreen Brewing Company there in Mechanicsburg on Global Down Syndrome Day. It goes from like 11 in the morning until like 9 at night. They have multiple music acts that'll be coming in and doing music, and it's a fundraiser for the Noiree Foundation that helps people with Down syndrome live full lives, or assist them in living fuller lives. So there's a lot of things going on. That's a World Down Syndrome Day. That's Cafe Noir, the Noiree Foundation, and Evergreen Brewing Company. I think it's Evergreen. But you can look them up on Facebook, or I can just post something in the comments of this clip that I make later. So 21st March, World Down Syndrome Day, Global Down Syndrome Day, and Cafe Noir in support of the Noiree Foundation, and in conjunction with Evergreen Brewing Company. Come on out, get the deets, come on out, donate some money, and donate money for a good cause. Let's do that. That's going to be our charity focus for the next 2 weeks. The Noiree Foundation, Cafe Noir, and Evergreen Brewing Company. Moving on. Hey, get down to the coffee shop. Where is the rest of the fam lately? That's a great question. You know, I can't, I can be happy that you're here, but I can't drag other people here. And they do tend to watch the later chopped up versions, and I'm okay with that too. But, yeah, you know, how about everybody slept in because daylight savings time or some other nonsense? I don't know. Let's move on to the fan favorite portion of the show. This Week in History, trivia style. I don't know what's with their hands today. Man, that music is awesome. I am so good at telling a computer what I want it to do. So good. Here we go. 7 questions set to medium difficulty. I know. I saw your post. Please set them to easy so we can feel better. No, not everybody gets a trophy, James. Not everybody gets a trophy. You have to. If you're not getting 7 for 7, you know what? Try harder. Try harder. In 1872. Wait, what are the comments over there? What are you saying? We were up late watching. Oh yeah. Well, we slept in and watched it first thing this morning. Do stay off of social media when you have that plan, and don't talk to any of your friends who might be into Formula One, because they will ruin it for you. But it was a great race. The 2026 Ferrari F1, yes, the Ferrari won season has begun. And Mercedes is in the lead with the Constructors' Championship, followed a close second by Ferrari. All right. I was hoping others would join in. You know, the enlisted. Huh? Anyway, I don't know why you were surprised that people like me, okay? Oh, you must have been on your best behavior. No, people genuinely like me, man. But not the bots. Okay, let's stop looking at your comments. I'll check them out after the show. Let's get to the fan favorite portion of the show, This Week in History, trivia style. Who does this? Anyway, question number 1. In 1872, what became the first national park? Son of a biscuit. Okay, hold on. That's could be on me. No, it's not on me. It's not on me. It is on me. I don't know. You know, there are some times. All right. I'm just going to do them. If you know them, good for you. Okay? If you know the answers because I've asked these questions before, thank you for paying attention. I am not going to do well because anger has a way of blocking my neurons from firing in the right direction. In 1872, what became the first national park in the United States on March the 1st? Was it Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, or Glacier? And I assume they mean Glacier National Park. I assume that's what they mean. In 1872, what became the first national park in the United States on March the 1st? Was it Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, or Glacier National Forest? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? James, he pops in with Yellowstone. And Jessica goes with the Grand Canyon. I believe it was Yosemite. Teddy Roosevelt was a strange dude, so he goes there with a chef, and they explore Yosemite. He's like, I want to protect this place, or however he talked. I don't think there's any audio recordings back in 1872. Came back and he signed it into law. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. Now, this is one everybody should know. On March the 2nd, 1962, which NBA player scored 100 points in a single game? To this day, he still holds the record. What NBA player scored 100 points in a game on March the 2nd, 1962? La 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 la. Was it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Extra points if you can remember his real name. Huh? Was it Michael Jordan on March the 2nd, 1962? Yeah, he was a baby. How about Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell, who was a very good basketball player? These are your options: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, or Bill Russell. I see James has chopped in there with Wilt the Stilt. I am changing because AI keeps hitting Grand Canyon. You are wrong. James calls him Chamberlain Pimp. He wasn't a pimp. He just he got, according to him, he got lucky with a whole lot of ladies. That's what he says. Waiting on Jessica's answer. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, or Bill Russell. She is taking her sweet time, and I know I can. Oh, she is also. We're all in agreement. It was Wilt the Stilt. Not only did he sleep with 10,000 women, but he scored 100 points in an NBA game, maintaining the record until this day. Question number 3. On March the 3rd, 1931, the United States officially adopted what song as its national anthem? This is like a citizenship test. If you need the multiple choice options to get this right, you're a communist. If you don't know the answer to this question, you should be expunged. Go back to nature of origin, wherever you came from. You either know this or you don't know it, and I'm not giving you the multiple choices. Well, I will, because they're funny. On March the 3rd, 1931, the United States officially adopted what song as the national anthem? Bonus points. Who wrote the song? Bonus points. Where did he write the song? Sorry. Allergies. That's what she's telling me. What was Kareem's real name? I'm giving you extra points if you can remember his real name. The Star-Spangled Banner is an answer that I have. Jose Canjusi, that's funny. And Jessica also popped in with Star-Spangled Banner. Francis Scott Key, Fort McHenry. Yes, there we go. Fort McHenry, right off the coast of Baltimore. And no one gets expunged. Good job, everybody. We all got question number 3 correct, we assume. What if AI comes back and says we're wrong? Here are the other options. America the Beautiful, which we just stole from the British. My Country, 'Tis of Thee. No one says 'tis. Or thee. And a Yankee Doodle, which, I mean, if it's Mickey Rooney singing it, I feel like it should be, but only if he was singing it. Question number 4. What U.S. president delivered his first inauguration during the Great Depression on March 4th, 1933? Which U.S. president delivered his first inauguration during the Great Depression on March 4th, 1933? Well, if it's his first inauguration, that's safe to assume he probably had more than one. And generally, we know the people who stuck around for more than 4 years more than we know the others. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Herbert Hoover? Was it Harry Truman? Was it Franklin Delano Roosevelt? Or was it Dwight David Eisenhower? Those are your options. Hoover, Truman, Roosevelt, Eisenhower. If you know anything about your presidents, you could probably eliminate 3 of them right away. 2 of them you can definitely delete right away. And then the other 2, maybe could be, because, you know. I see James has answered with Roosevelt. Francis Scott Key was, yep, you got in there. Jessica's going to go with Roosevelt. You know what? I'm going to go with Roosevelt too. All right, Eisenhower, nope, way too early. Truman was after Roosevelt, so that couldn't happen. So it was down between Hoover and Roosevelt. Now, Hoover did do the big projects that helped pull us out of the Great Depression. Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe I should change my answer to help differentiate me from you two. But I don't know if Hoover was elected more than once. I don't know my presidents as well as I should. I'm a bad American. I should be expunged. I see some comments. Look at him. Led us through the Great Depression and did a Tennessee Valley Authority, work programs, etc. I'm changing my answer. I'm going to go with Hoover. I don't know what the answer is yet. I'm allowed to change my answer. I did. And you two have gone with Franklin Delano Roosevelt, which is also highly probable. I just think mine is the better answer. What major pre-Revolutionary War event occurred in Boston on March 5th, 1770? What major pre-Revolutionary War event occurred in Boston on March 1st, 5th, 1770? I think we know the answer, don't we? Was it the Boston Tea Party? Was it the Boston Massacre? Was it the Stamp Act riots or the Lexington Alarm? What major pre-Revolutionary War event occurred in Boston on March 5th, 1770? The Boston Tea Party, the Boston Massacre, the Stamp Act riots, which I think was just the Boston Tea Party, right? Weren't those two synonymous with one another? Jessica pops in with a Tea Party. James is trying to change his answer to Hoover. Well, he's going to have to get an asterisk next to that. I could change my answers. I'm the host, and I have to look at your answers. You make an answer, you've committed to the answer. And James is going to go with the Boston Massacre, which is definitely an event that was a pre-Revolutionary War, I believe. No, I think that was post. I think that was actually during. Question number 6. What famous battle of the Texas Revolution ended on March 6th, 1836? Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. Was it the Battle of San Jacinto, the Battle of Gonzales, the Battle of the Alamo, or the Battle of Goliad? There it is. You got Battle ofs, 4 options. San Jacinto, Gonzales, Los Alamos, Goliad. What famous battle of the Texas Revolution ended on March the 6th, 1836? La, 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 la. What? It helped start the Revolutionary War, he exclamation points me. Okay. Good for you, man. If you get it right, I'm happy for you. James pops in with Jacinto as his answer. Jessica says Los Alamos, to which I agree it is the Alamo. I believe the Battle of the Alamo ended, and I kind of gave you a clue, not the way you think, or spoiler alert, it didn't have a happy ending. Yeah, it didn't have a happy ending because we lost that one, which is why we remember it. On March the 7th, 1876, what invention was patented by Alexander Graham Bell? What event did Alexander Graham Bell patent on March the 7th, 1876? He did invent other things, so it is possible you could choose the wrong thing. But I think if I gave you the options, well, if it was last week's answer, then you should know it. Retain the knowledge, James. Was it, here are your multiple choice options. Was it the telegraph repeater, a radio transmitter, the telephone, or the phonograph? How about that? Hey, we all think about the telephone like, Watson, come here, I want to speak to you, or whatever, right? But what if it was actually him with the old school phonograph, and he's reeling it, and it's on a record, and it's playing through the giant earpiece that comes out of it. Watson, come over. I think we all know Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. But if you have a different answer, Marconi was the radio. Yes. But somebody else took credit for the radio. That was all 7 questions. I can also generate. Would you rather? No. We type answers, please. And we find out how we did. I'm looking over here. Marconi, it's the Alamo. Phone, radio. All right. I've seen all of your comments. Now, let's find out what the answers. I hit the button. Answers, please. Why is it not doing the thing it's supposed to do? Why am I sneezing, sniffling, stuffing head fever just so you can rest medicine? I'm so sorry. Here we go. Question number 1. Retain this information in case these same questions come up again next week. And me and AI are going to have a discussion afterwards. But unlike normal, this time AI gives me the answer and some text to go along with it. So the first answer, I got wrong. And Jessica got wrong. And James may have gotten correct. Yellowstone was the first national park in the United States and the world. Wilt Chamberlain was the one who scored 100 points. He did it in Philadelphia. What team did he play for? If you're thinking Sixers, wrong. So wrong. Of course, we all know that Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner of Fort McHenry, but it wasn't until March 3rd, 1931 that it became our national anthem. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, elected 4 times. He started on March the 4th, 1933, in the depths of the Great Depression. I don't know where Hoover falls out in that. Maybe he was pre-Roosevelt and started the processes of fixing things, and then Roosevelt got elected because it was bad, and then took credit for all the things. James was correct. It was the Boston Massacre that occurred on March the 5th, 1770, when British soldiers shot and killed 5 colonists. You call that a massacre? James got this one wrong. It was not Jacinto. It was the Battle of the Alamo. It ended on March 6th, 1836, during the Tejas Revolution. And it was Alexander Graham Bell who invented the telephone. So there you go. That's all the things we do on every supplemental. We get together. We have a little fun. It's a great way to start your Sunday. We yell at James a little bit, and we praise Jessica as much as we can. I have no idea what the General's question mark is all about. I don't even know. And we do our questions of the week. We talk about a comedy, community, or charity event, and we do your This Week in History. No, your National Days of the Week, This Week in History Trivia Style, and community, comedy, charity event. That's what we do. We do it every Sunday morning at 10:30. If you're not catching it live, you're missing out on the best. Because right now I have a lot of time to. No, it wasn't the Generals. It was not the Generals. Wrong again. He played basketball for the NBA in Philadelphia. Was the name of his team. He says the Generals? Question mark. Wrong is the answer. Yeah, join us every Sunday for the supplemental. It's fun, and I get more people to yell at other than just James. I'm not going to, you know what? You use an exclamation point where there should be a question mark. And if I really feel like you're yelling at me, and I don't have to take that from you, I'm not going to tell you the answer. I know the answer, and I'm not telling you. You got to find it on your own. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love, a new episode of the LUNSB Show, to be released shortly. For now, LUNSB.